पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। वाव!
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to visit Arunachal Pradesh on Tuesday, the first visit by the Defence Minister since the December 9 Tawang sector clashes. Singh to inaugurate the Siam Bridge in Siang district. Home Minister Amit Shah seeks report on the Delhi accident case. Investigation has been handed to a senior police officer, Shalini Singh. 5 accused in the case sent to 3-day police remand. Post-mortem of the victim was conducted on Monday. 2 children killed in an explosion in Rajouri's Dangri village. Blast takes place near the house of target-killing victim from Sunday evening. Incident takes place amid massive cordon and search operation to track down 2 suspected terrorists. Demonetization was valid, says Supreme Court Constitutional Bench in a 4:1 majority verdict. One judge disagrees, calling the move unlawful. Russia says 63 of its soldiers were killed in Donetsk in Ukrainian attack. On New Year's Eve, Ukraine had claimed it had killed 400 Russian soldiers and injured 300 others. In Austria, while talking of the Ukraine war, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says differences must be settled on the negotiating table. Lula da Silva is sworn in as Brazil's president for the 3rd time. The 76-year-old left leader promises to defend the constitution. Newly inaugurated president and first lady travel in an open car parade to attend a military honor ceremony. Hello and welcome to news at this hour. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is set to visit Arunachal Pradesh on Tuesday to inaugurate the Siam Bridge near Boleng in Siang district. He will also virtually inaugurate 27 projects of Border Roads Organisation. The visit assumes significance as it is the first visit of the Defence Minister to Arunachal Pradesh since the recent standoff between Indian Army and Chinese PLA at the Tawang sector. The Defence Minister had told the Parliament that the PLA soldiers tried to transgress the LAC, which was repealed by the Indian soldiers. The J&K LG said that probe into lapses that led to the IED blast is being done. Government will ensure justice. He says that J&K vows to avenge Rajouri killings. 2 children were killed and 5 others were injured in a blast. Terrorists had planted an IED outside a house that was targeted on Sunday evening. 4 civilians were killed and 9 others were injured after terrorists targeted Hindu families in Rajouri on Sunday evening. People today protested against LG administration for its failure to protect lives of people.
The Jammu and Kashmir LG appealing for calm in Rajouri's Dangri village. A day after the second targeted attack on families in the area. 2 children are among the dead. In a terrorist blast outside the home of Deepak Kumar, who had been shot dead just hours earlier, along with 3 others. 9 people were also injured in Sunday night's shooting and 5 in the blast that followed. Massive protests have broken out following the second attack.
ये सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज का फेलियर है। कल रात को वहाँ पे टेररिस्ट अटैक होता है, उसके बाद वहाँ पे सर्च क्यों नहीं की जाती? इस प्रकार का सिक्योरिटी लैप्स आज जो बच्चों की जाने गई हैं, उनका जिम्मेदार कौन है?
The police and the army say they will track down attackers soon. Rajouri in Jammu province was almost free from militancy for 20 years. But for the last year, terror attacks are making a comeback. In August, there was a major terrorist attack on an army camp. 5 soldiers were killed. And this is the second incident of civilian killing in Rajouri in the last 2 weeks. 2 civilians were killed on December 16th outside an army camp.
बहुत ही दर्दनाक हमले के ऊपर हमला, जिसमें छोटे छोटे बच्चे और महिलाओं को यहाँ निशाना बनाया गया, मानवता का, इंसानियत का कत्ल।
देखिए, ये बहुत ही दुख की बात है कि आतंकवाद अभी भी इस रियासत में चल रहा है, बेगुनाहों को मारा जा रहा है।
Targeted attacks have already taken a toll on Kashmir. For last 7 months, thousands of employees, Kashmiri Pandits and employees from Jammu are not attending their duties in the valley because of fear. They are protesting in Jammu. As militancy is widening its footprint to areas in Jammu province, targeted attack in Rajouri is only accentuating problem for the government. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
Back to the capital, the men who hit a 20-year-old with their car on the New Year's Day and dragged her body for over an hour had confessed to being drunk to their friend who loaned them the vehicle, says the first information report filed by the Delhi police. The horrifying accident on Sunday has triggered a political war of words and a contradiction in what the police claim and the eyewitness says. Watch this report.
For almost 13 kilometers, 20-year-old Anjali dragged along under this Baleno car, driven by 5 New Year's Eve revelers high on alcohol. Today, residents of the neighborhood Sultanpuri in Outer Delhi vented their rage outside the Sultanpuri police station, vandalizing local MLA Rakhi Birlan's car. The 20-year-old girl, a resident of Aman Bihar, was returning home on a scooty after celebrating at Murthal on Delhi-Haryana border, when 5 young men in a Baleno car hit her, dragging her for many kilometers, taking many U-turns, her body almost totally crushed. An eyewitness who ran a dairy store on the road saw the car taking 3 U-turns in front of him. He says he chased the car for a while, making several calls to the police. The car passed through 4 police station areas: Sultanpuri, Vijay Vihar, Bhawana and Kanjavla, which means there should have been about 20 to 25 police patrol vans in the area.
मैं सोचता तब तक गाड़ी मेरी दुकान के सामने आ चुकी थी। मैंने दुकान के सामने आने के बाद देखा उसको, तो उसके नीचे डेड बॉडी फंसी हुई है। अच्छा। और डेड बॉडी ऊपर से नग्न अवस्था में थी, नीचे कुछ ब्लैक कलर का पहने हुए थे वो। जी। तो उस टाइम पहचान नहीं पाया वो लेडीज है, जेंट्स है या बच्चा बड़ा है, लेकिन ये शो होगा था कि डेड बॉडी है इसके नीचे। मैंने तभी 3:20 पे 112 नंबर डायल किया, मैम को बताया, सूचना दी, मैम ऐसे ऐसी बात से, और मगा कोई डेड बॉडी है, बलेनो गाड़ी है, उसके नीचे फंसी हुई है और वो चलता जा रहा है, या तो उसको पता नहीं है या वो होश में नहीं है, कुछ भी है, वो चलता जा रहा है।
Police say the accused, now in custody for 3 days, have told them they were drunk and the music in the car was loud, so they did not realize they were dragging the girl.
क्योंकि गाड़ी का नंबर एग्जैक्ट हमारे पास नहीं था, तो सीसीटीवी के आधार पर उस नंबर को लोकेट किया गया, फिर टीम्स बनाई गई, एड्रेसेस ढूंढे गए, स्कूटी का जो एड्रेस था, उस जो डिसीज्ड है उस को भी हमने एड्रेस को छानबीन की, और उसी के आधार पर जो स्विफ्ट एक्शन था, सभी के सभी जो अक्यूज्ड हैं वो पकड़े गए हैं, वो हमारी कस्टडी में हैं और उस पर फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है। तमाम पहलुओं पर इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया जाएगा।
Meanwhile, the woman's family alleges the woman who was found half naked was raped. The Delhi police so far say they will only know for sure after the post-mortem report comes out tomorrow.
सर उसके साथ एक्सीडेंट हुआ, गलत भी करा उसके साथ, सब कुछ गलत भी करा के एक्सीडेंट में ना तो उसका शरीर हमें दिखाया जा रहा और एक भी कुछ तो कपड़ा मिलता, तन पे कपड़ा तक भी नहीं है सर, उसके एक भी तन पे कपड़ा नहीं है।
किस तरह की जांच की मांग कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
सर मुझे पूरी जांच चाहिए, बस इंसाफ की जांच।
Forensic teams have examined the crime spot, the scooty and the Baleno car. Sources say there was no sign of blood inside the car, but they have collected samples from the undercarriage. With Mukesh Singh, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Gruesome way imaginable for anybody to pass on to the other world. The way this 20-year-old was hit by a car and then dragged for 12 kilometers has shocked the national capital. Her body was found in a semi-nude state with massive injury marks and the kind of injuries that her body suffered. Few details, I can't even put them on air. This was the gruesomeness of this crime that took place when the entire world, the capital and the country, was celebrating the New Year's Eve. Now, the FIR in this case, in which the 20-year-old, and these shocking visuals have come out, have also put some very, very disturbing facts out. This despite there are many claims which were made by the Delhi police to the contrary. But what is the first information report in this case, which has been registered at the Kanjhabla police stations, tells us? Let me very quickly take you to the details. One most brazen detail which has come out of this is that these accused knew that they have hit a scooty and a girl has fallen down. But we'll come to those claims later. The FIR says that the incident took place between 2 and 4 a.m. On the intervening night of 31st December and 1st January. 3 calls were made to the police control room, while the witness says that almost 20 calls were made, and he was in contact with the police from about 3:20 to 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, the Baleno car has been identified as the car which was involved in this incident. It's a grey car, the number DL8CAY6414, which is involved in this incident. Now, the police said that they took the girl's body after the body was found to the Sanjay Gandhi hospital, where the doctors declared her brought dead. Now, the car belongs to a person called Lokesh, but Lokesh, on investigation by the police, said that his brother-in-law Asutosh has taken this car. Asutosh, meanwhile, then went ahead and told the police that his friends took this car at 7 p.m. on December 31st. After the accident, the men who knew that they have caused this serious accident, they got scared. They ran away with the car, and case of death by negligent driving was registered by the police. Now, important to note here is that these men knew that they have hit this girl. Their claim is that because of the loud music, they could not hear that they were dragging a body. The family refutes these claims. The family says that the way the condition in which the girl's body has been found, they suspect sexual assault. Now, the post-mortem in this case has been conducted. By tomorrow, the preliminary report of the post-mortem will be out. The alcohol test on the accused has also been conducted. The police would have a better picture. But the role of the Delhi police initially, and the way they came out and almost narrated what the accused told them in this case, did not put stringent acts of 304 and others as far as this case is concerned. Those raised a big question. While politics is on as far as this incident is concerned, the fact remains that all the tall claims of the Delhi police for providing security to the people of Delhi on the night of 31st, this story and this incident completely, rips those claims apart. So far, no heads have rolled as far as the police is concerned.
We'll wait to hear more on the investigations on that story. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court today upheld the government's 2016 note ban decision, which phased out old 1,000 rupees and 500 currency notes by a 4:1 majority. The apex court said that the decision-making process was not flawed. A 5-judge constitution bench of the apex court, headed by Justice S.A. Nazir, said that there has to be a great restraint in matters of economic policy, and the court cannot supplant the wisdom of the executive by a judicial review of its decision. However, the dissenting judge said that the order was unlawful and vitiated.
They have held that the modern trend.
A 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court has upheld the 2016 notes ban in a landmark 4-1 majority judgment and said it was not relevant whether the objective of the overnight ban had been achieved. Justice Nagaratna dissented, calling the move unlawful. Justice B.R. Gavai authored the majority opinion on behalf of himself, Justice Abdul Nazir, Justice Bopana and Justice Ramasubramaniam.
Decision-making process cannot be flawed merely because the procedure has emanated from the central government. We have considered the 4-pronged test held in modern dental education and whether there was a reasonable nexus of the measure with the purpose sought to be achieved, and we have held that there was a reasonable nexus. We have held that the action cannot be hit by the doctrine of proportionality. In the present case, the period provided is 52 days, and therefore applying the principles laid therein, it cannot be said to be an unreasonable period.
The 4 judges in their majority opinion have answered all the 6 legal questions in the affirmative in favour of the government. The centre can demonetize all series of banknotes, the Supreme Court has ruled. There is an inbuilt safeguard under the RBI Act for the demonetization exercise. No flaws in the decision-making process of demonetization. There's a reasonable nexus between the measure of demonetization with the stated objectives. The period specified for exchange of notes cannot be said to be unreasonable, and the RBI could not have directed banks to accept demonetized notes beyond the specific period. In a strong dissenting judgment, Justice B.V. Nagaratna called the notes ban vitiated and unlawful, but said status quo could not be restored now.
In my considered view, the action of demonetization initiated by the central government by issuance of the improved notification dated 8 November 2016 was an exercise of power contrary to law and therefore unlawful.
Welcoming the verdict, BJP leader and former Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad welcomed the verdict.
राहुल गांधी जी से एक सवाल, आपने देश भर में जो कैंपेन किया नोटबंदी के खिलाफ, आप सॉरी बोलेंगे जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसको सही माना?
The Congress has claimed it is the Prime Minister who should apologize.
अगर माफी मांगनी है किसी को, प्रधानमंत्री को मांगनी है. लाखों परिवारों की रोजगार गई और हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था पर जो नकारात्मक असर हुआ, आज भी हम भुगत रहे हैं.
Constitution bench of the Supreme Court in a 4:1 majority not just upheld the legality of the 2016 note ban, but has also said that there weren't any flaws in the decision-making process, providing a shot in the arm for the BJP-led government. With Pooja Arya, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Now let's listen into former Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, Rajiv Kumar, on court's decision on demonetization.
Mr. Rajiv Kumar, as you said very frankly, you believe that the goals of demonetization, ultimately it was a mixed bag, how it all turned out. So in the end, was it worth it?
Oh well, 6 years later I'm not so sure of it. I was convinced that it was worth it when it was undertaken, but the way things have turned out. But let me say that the fillip that it has given to digitization and to the growth of the fintech industry and to the fact that it is now you've got huge, much bigger financial inclusion in the economy, etc. I won't maybe repeat it, but I think when it was done with the purpose that it was done have been largely achieved.